Welcome back everyone, Meanpooh here, and we're going to take a look at the game Metro Exodus. This is the third entry into the Metro series. If you have never heard of the name or just not privy to what's going on, first and foremost, it's a first-person survival horror game with stealth mechanics and some pretty decent action. I would like to advise you to play the first entry called Metro 2033 if you are into the story. Metro Exodus is set after the events of Metro Last Light on a post-apocalyptic Earth that has been devastated by a nuclear war. The game continues the story from the last entry, Metro Last Light. Similar to the previous two entries, the player assumes the role of Artem, who flees the Metro in Moscow and sets off on a journey across the continent with some Spartan Rangers. When you start a new game, there are 5 difficulty levels. The Reader difficulty is for people who want to quickly and painlessly learn the stories of Artem and his companions. At this difficulty level, the combat is simplified while ammunition and other essentials are plentiful. The Easy difficulty has combat that will not be too challenging. Ammunition and resources are in plentiful supply. Normal is the default, and you will need to closely watch your ammo and filter supplies, and approach every combat scenario with extreme caution. The Hardcore option has every encounter presenting a serious challenge to your skill and tactics. Ammo and resources must be closely watched, and success cannot be guaranteed. The last is Ranger Hardcore, which makes the game more challenging by turning off the targeting reticle and generally minimizing HUD presence, limiting your ammo reserves, increasing combat difficulty, and making the enemies more aware. In addition to that, it makes your weapons degrade faster, and at the same time making workbenches out in the field very scarce. Metro Exodus keeps a lot from the previous games, such as mutated creatures, areas that need your respirator, and weapons that can be modified. This time around, the biggest addition is exploring. It's not so much a linear experience anymore. Some missions require you to complete a couple of sub-objectives before heading to the main one. Most of the time you are free to go in any order when the task is given. You have a mini-map, and when flipped, it has some useful info for you to fall back upon just in case you forget what you are supposed to be doing. The mini-map has some very interesting things that will help you on your way. Sometimes there will be locations for you to explore. It could be a weapon stash or an enemy compound. Heading to some of these areas may reward you with some additional items that will help you continue your objective. There is a compass that always points to where you need to go, and later on you will be able to get an upgrade that you can install on your armor to help you with direction without opening your map. I did find it difficult when underground to figure out which way I was supposed to go. It wasn't a big deal, but with a little bit of trial and error, I was pretty much on my way. You will get a backpack early in the game that lets you create medkits, knives, and other small items. If you want to actually mod your weapon, you will have to go to a workbench, which are laid out all over the land, and that really depends on the difficulty that you picked. Some are in abandoned buildings, and there is always one at the base camp. When using the workbench, you will be able to add different stocks, aiming sights such as scopes, larger magazines, and upgrade your armor. You can even clean your gun. This will help your gun not to fail on you when you are in a firefight. It's happened to me a couple of times, and I usually just switch to a different weapon, one that has ammo. Sometimes you don't pay attention and you can run out of ammo really quick. And again, that really depends on your difficulty. So you may be wondering, where do you get the parts to do some of these mods? Well, all of the parts that I needed came from the wasteland. They are in cabinets, in boxes, and sometimes just scattered around the room. You can also get them from downed enemies. For a short while, there was an icon that came up that lets you switch your weapon if you find it on the ground. I totally did not pay attention to the icon on the right that lets you actually break the item down to use the parts for something else. Once I started doing that, I had the parts I needed in my inventory to build when there was an emergency. In Metro Exodus, there are some pretty scary creatures looming about. You have some humans you have to deal with that will kill you if you don't take cover. I ran into a cult that tried to kill me, but luckily I escaped. There are also pockets of bandits you'll encounter. Then you have these creatures that look human but move like apes. I experienced some of them in 3 different colors: cream, pink, and purple. And out of all of them, the purple one was the strongest. Looking back at my vid, I had turned HAIRWORKS on, and some of these humanoid apes have hair on them. Very creepy. You know, calling them humanoid apes, that's wrong. I would say they are infected humans. That would be a better term to use. Infected, radiated humans. Other creatures you will see moving in hordes. It's best to avoid them if possible. I almost got overtaken by what looked like hairless wolves. They were quick, and I had to flee just to get away. There was also this demonic looking creature that I saw hanging under a bridge, and I believe it eats those hairless looking wolf creatures I was talking about. I watched as it dove out of the sky to get them. A little later, it was heading for me, and it actually picked me up like some creature out of a movie, and it dropped me. I tried to kill it once I got back to my feet, but my bullets were not affecting it at all. You also have to be careful in water. Creatures will crawl into your boat and attack you. Some of them can get you on land, and they kind of resemble crabs. One creature that is really scary swims around in the water and looks to be around 30 feet long. Avoid it at all costs if you can. I'm sure there are many more that I have not encountered, so I just had to give you what I remember from playing the game. Now, moving on to performance, we get results that are pretty close to each other. Remember that FPS can change when you go into caves, tunnels, buildings, or in an open area. This is just the averages. This time, instead of comparing the high to low and medium to high, etc., I compared DirectX 12 to DirectX 11 with custom settings. I even threw in some video of what I would play on with all options on using Advanced PHYSX and HAIRWORKS. I used 1920 by 1080 for all tests except for the last 2 tests, which are at 1600 by 900. The machine is also undervolted with throttle stop at -.124. The first test would have used the extreme setting. You will not see it because it was pretty much a slideshow. The result you see here is using Ultra with every other option set to its max setting, and I put it here just for reference. Temps started pretty low and FPS was abysmal. This next batch is using Ultra with DirectX 12. Advanced PHYSX and HAIRWORKS were not enabled. Temps for all settings stayed under 74 with good averages. Choosing low looks like the best bet with FPS hitting around 66. Now here is the results using DirectX 11. To me, it looks very close to DirectX 12. I can't really say which is best other than the low DirectX 11 pulling in an average of 74. Lastly, we have 1600 by 900. I chose medium with everything on with the shader rate set to 90%. Advanced PHYSX is enabled along with HAIRWORKS. The setting on the far right is the same except for the 3 main options that affect FPS, and that is the tessellation, Advanced PHYSX, and HAIRWORKS, which are disabled. The setting on the left is the setting that I would use if I was to turn all my settings on. Just a note, tessellation is enabled on the previous test. Also, I didn't do a DirectX 11 as I feel that this game really works better with DirectX 12. Moving on, Metro Exodus is looking good with a very positive rating on Steam, despite being taken from the platform and landing on the Epic Game Store. Taking a look at the past, it seems like it got review bombed because of the situation and have since leveled off. Some are complaining that there is no patch for the bugs, and some are upset that it's not longer. I have experienced a few bugs here and there, luckily not game breaking, but it could have. Those who have not updated need to do so as there has been a patch released. Over on Metacritic, it's doing very good as well. Some of the negative reviews are people complaining that there's no ultra wide support, the graphics are ugly, and it's compared to a game from 2010. Some are also complaining about stutters on a 1070 Ti running a $1,000 machine with the card price not included. Oh boy, right. All I have to say is that this is not Fallout 76 and it's not Anthem. Two games that I have not bought and have only played the demo of one. Even though I like the way Anthem looks and I really want to buy it, I'm going to just hold out for just a little bit longer before I make that purchase. Over on OpenCritic, which is an aggregator for games, it's doing okay. You may see some duplicate reviews from Metacritic here, as the sites are similar in certain aspects. All in all, even with the few bugs I have encountered, it is a very good game. Story is great, though I have not finished it, but it's good so far. It's kept my interest. Lots of things to do. You have a little more freedom to roam around and just enjoy the scenery. There's all kinds of things out there. I remember seeing a creature hanging upside down in a tunnel and later on coming for me. There are creatures that you can't even see and they only come out at night. The game has a night and day cycle, which is awesome. Some of the NPCs will give you advice on how and when to attack an objective. Some places are really scary and death is everywhere. This is one place I would not want to be lost in. Oh, and let's not forget about the areas that you need to wear your mask or respirator, if you want to call it that. You can even suffocate if you don't change your filter, and you'll hear all the noise too, like a or the wheezing. It's a sound that you won't forget the sound when you hear the dude choke, or Artem, which is your character. Anyway, Metro Exodus is one game you should pick up if you have been following the series. I don't think you'll be disappointed in the slightest. And I'm sorry if it turned into a review, but it is what it is. In closing, if the video helped you, feel free to like and subscribe. There's a list of all my hardware in the description box as always. And if you would like to support the channel, buy from the links I have listed. And I'll see you next time. Meanpooh, out.
Get to this. You don't know? Some assholes stole an engine of ours and are trying to escape Moscow. So we are after them. I give up! I give up! I'm getting caught. The units are made at the ready. What the? Brake! Hit the brake! Stop, you asshole! The brakes are working again! Goddamn! Why didn't you? Or that will take me alive! Hands up! Enemy on the brake! We have a man down! Motherfucker! Now you've done it! You, the lucky, the daughter, you will all be treated not like deserters, but like rabid dogs! A bullet for each of you! I'm shooting you personally through your forehead! Forget about visible targets! Like wet seeds out of the deck! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Come on! They're going to tear us to pieces! They made it! Just don't...
up here! Never have a chance against them. You just cut through them, блядь. Well, it's pleasure to meet you. Name's Crest, by the way. Are you from the train? Bet the locals wouldn't even talk to you guys. Opened fire right away, didn't they? Those dumb bastards. I've been here long enough to know the drill.
So, is this what you had in mind?
Been running
Look at the
from.
bridge fixed. See that
And to
section on
think,
top? It should
I never
blow wherever
believed
the
you.
emergency mechanism still works.
And now
Guys
I'm
from the
looking
church
at this
should know
fog,
better. I've never been to the
thinking
bridge
it could
myself.
actually be hiding our
There,
new
to the
life
right.
from us.
That's huge hangar.
By the way,
That's a terminal.
we should be approaching the bridge
cultists
soon.
consider it a holy place. Covered it all in graffiti, schmaffiti.
Damn it!
There-
A campfire!
Starfish live there.
People! There are people there! Hit the brakes!
Shots fired! 4 bogies on a trolley!
All hands, report to the bridge, on the double.
Are you alright, Artyom?
They pierced the cylinder.
How bad is it? Can we move?
No, we're stuck.
Ah, shit!
Damn fog. Seems we ran through someone's roadblock.
Who was it? Any uniforms? No.
Just old men.
Be careful out there. Even those who speak our language might be enemies, by conviction or out of fear. Got it?
Artyom, Sam, come here.
Do you hear that
Come
bell?
in.
We must
Oh, no,
have given
we're
them a
off the
good
grid.
scare.
Any ideas?
Maybe
Anybody
they
know
served the
anything?
enemy. Enslaved or something.
She was going to check out those antennas on 200 meters from the Aurora. She said
that
she
was
saw
great.
something there. Hold! What the hell? And what did you all do? Artyom, get there on the double. Get your act together, people. There may be no...
I took a look around while you were inside.
That electric tower there looks like a perfect sniping position. Let's go.
I couldn't leave you.
some beast came and ate your wife.
It took Daddy to his children. I miss Daddy so much. I wanted to go visit him, but Mom won't let me because there are electric demons too. I'm telling the truth. They come out at night and they light up. So pretty. And scary too, a bit.
Hi, Artyom. One more thing. I heard the guitar coming from that tower. It had a nice sound, but the player, oh, he's just atrocious. I know it's dangerous and all, but if a chance presents itself, save the instrument.
Hey, what are you people doing? Turning our main frequency into a call show? He's got a mission. Don't pile stupid shit on top of it.
Oh, Colonel, we're done already.
I'm just too nice to you all. All right, as you were. Over and out.
They are heretics. What do you expect? Ah, will you just look at what the cat dragged in? Oh, well, hello, heretic. Did you come to tempt the faithful or to terrorize us with your...
Well, hello, my blood brother. Didn't see me, huh? The others don't either. I'm basically part of the scenery now. See those ruins? There's a bandit camp there too. They have a sniper. I saw at least one scope flashing from the roof, so I wouldn't advise an open attack. The bridge is in full lockdown. None of the armed dudes ever show themselves. They definitely expect us to attack, so there is no reason to be concerned about them now. Hey, it's your choice when to move out, but the bandits should be easier to avoid in the dark.
Why do we keep the dumbasses locked up? Why the hell should I? Well, that's a dumb question. What are we supposed to do here? Wait for the caravan? See? He's a greenhorn, but he's right. Well, it's Kliaba and the boys waiting for the caravan, and we are just reserves. Don't matter. These asshats with us. You see where this is going? Yeah. We can cut up. That's if we got lucky. I see. Why didn't we shoot them? I'm just like passing out here. Well, that's no good.
Yo, man, what's up? Hey, hey!
Shit! Some fucker's knocking our boys out! Let's... Down there, people! I see the fucking bastard! There he is, motherfucker! You're fucked! I got the big spin!
Hey, you! Let us out! Please, we were on our way to the holy place of worship when the heathens ambushed us.
Please! Don't leave us here! Air is great, but I'd like to thank you with something more substantial. Listen close. There's a room in the terminal. We bring all the sinful things there for the fish to purify them. Here, take this key. You're a sinner anyway, and there might be something of use for you there.
There he is, fucker! Hey, you! Don't shoot! I give up! receive a special secret collector's item from the Adventures of Mermaid.
Ugh.